your girl V.
And it's your girl April Love.
And welcome to Love Unlocked Talk. I don't even be keeping track of what episodes these are. Like, I just be doing it. We just dipping and doing it. So, this week, we are discussing love language and how important that is in a relationship. What's your love language, April Love?
Let me. What is my love language?
Why are you Googling it? Why are you
No, because I want to just make sure, I'm going to come with some educated responses.
No, I don't want you to be educated. I just want you to talk freely because...
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for me, because... How many love languages? There's like 5, I think, of them.
I mean, love language is whatever you want it to be.
Okay, so my love language, I think for me, is I need to see that you are there. I need to feel like I can depend on you. That is what attracts me to a person, is if I feel like you're going to be there regardless of what's going on in your life, what's going on in my life. I need to feel like you are there, you're present, and that, goes a long way for me, because then if I feel like you're there, you're present, then I'm just gonna love you. I could care less about, I know people like material things, or they need that constant affection and things like that. Look, if all of that is gone, I need to know that you're gonna be there for me. That's my love language.
Yeah, dependability. That is definitely a strong one for me. Just being reliable.
Mm-hmm.
But my love language is physical touch.
Okay.
Right? I love to be touched on. Like, touch me. All the time. Touch me.
My body.
Touch my body. Yes, I love it. I need it. It's how I know that you are into me, how I know you're attracted to me. I turn you on. You just can't keep your hands off me. That's my love language. But there was a time that wasn't my love language. I think it has to do with who you're with, maybe.
Oh, acts of service. That's what they call it. Acts of service.
Okay, for you.
For me, and yours is physical touch.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
I've been in relationships where, my love language was stronger on the dependability side, the acts of service side, because they weren't giving that. And I felt like that's what was missing in the relationship. So
you wanted that.
I craved it. And any little bit of time was like, and that's so sad. Like, it should not be like that. Like, you should not be excited because your man got time for you that day. Like, it's just...
Quality time is one.
Yeah, like, that's not a good sign in a relationship to be excited that he got time for you that day. My marriage, like, I have all of it. It's everything. It's acts of service. It's quality time. It's love. It's physical touch. It's words of affirmation. It's receiving gifts. It's everything.
It's all of that.
But in the past, I would be lucky if I got one. Like, so I'm just... I know how it can fuck up relationships if you don't have your love language. Like,
that's real. I think... But you know what? I feel like, I don't know, but I feel like you said, depending upon what your experiences are, I think that kind of determines what your love language is. And just how you grew up. Like, maybe you grew up a certain way where, for me, dependability was important to me. Like, just knowing that when a good sis is down and out, there's somebody there. So I can see your childhood or past relationship experiences determining your love language. Do you think that in a relationship, that's something that more people should be looking into to see what their partner's love language is, and should they, if my love language is different than yours, should I be trying to give you that, because I think a lot of times, and this is why it's hit or miss in a lot of relationships, is that we focus on what our love language is. So if my love language is acts of service, then that's going to be my strong suit in the relationship, right? I'm going to be dependable because that's what's important to me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying.
So I'll put all of that in there because I'm like, look, this is what matters, because that's what matters to me. But oftentimes we don't take in account that other people have different love languages. And their love language is as important to them as ours is to us.
Right.
So, I most definitely have been with a physical touch love language nigga.
Well, we're going to get to that. But you asked me, do I think that it's important to pay attention to what your partners, or to look for that within a relationship to see?
Yeah, to go in and specifically like, okay, I need to determine what my partner's love language
Absolutely.
is. Okay.
That should be like one of the top things that you want to determine in a successful relationship. You need to know. Mm-hmm. Like, you need to know what makes your partner feel loved. You need to know what makes them feel secure in the relationship. You can't go in just because you're dependable and just throw all this dependability in there, and your partner's love language is physical touch. Because now you ain't touching her, but you're throwing all this dependability in there. She's like, I don't give a fuck if you show up. Touch me, nigga. like it's like you have to pay attention, and it's on both ends. You can't just be, this is what I give and then that's it. Mm-hmm. This is what I want, so I'm gonna give it all to you so you can see. But maybe that's not what they want, and so it's like key. It's one of the top.
But things. I think that. And looking at it and thinking about it more, I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, is that we're so caught up on what is important to us as it relates to love, and we go in it, I'm not even going to say with ill intentions. Like, I think people go into it with the best intentions. Like, look, this is what love means to me,
right? And
this is what I respond to as it relates to love, so then this is what I'm going to give you, whether you like that shit or not. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's where it goes wrong, because they're thinking, hey, I'm giving you what love is. Like, this is how I'm showing my love to you.
Right.
Like,
to you.
It's not good enough.
That's what love is to
gifts?
you. And where's my gift?
Words of an affirmation.
Yes.
Where is my physical touch?
My husband tells me I'm beautiful every day. Like, every single day. Like, I don't think there's never, there's never been a day that has passed that this man has not told me I'm beautiful. I didn't know that was a love language of mine, but now I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, tell me again. Like, but in past relationships, let's do the physical touch thing. Somebody will be touching me all the time, and I'll be like, damn, like, give me, I can't breathe. Like, I mean, so
relax.
But I guess it just has a lot to do with how deeply in love you are, because why am I aggravated at this nigga for touching me when now I'm like, I love that you touch me so much. You know what I mean? So it's like, physical touch is I know you don't like to be touched.
I don't like
She don't like hugs or like any type of affection like that. So that's rough. I feel bad for your man. Like, he just want to touch you.
Shut up. Everybody be. But the thing of it is I gotta protect my space, bruh. Energies be everything.
But he's with
I know.
Y'all have wait a minute, let's rewind. Y'all have sex.
Oh my god.
He's inside of you.
Oh my god.
That's like energy on 1,000.
No. On some real stuff, I will say, on some real stuff, I would say this. In a relationship, that's probably when I'm the most affectionate. Like, me saying I'm not affectionate is not just limited to love. I'm just not that touchy-feely type of person in general. But in a relationship, I think that's when, if you are around me and you know that I'm not touchy-feely, that is when you will see me be touchy-feely with somebody the most. You'll be like, oh, I actually don't do this. I would do it in a relationship, because
I mean, that's the only time you should do it.
I'm saying, like, kids giving hugs, kisses.
You don't hug and kiss your kids?
It's like, no.
Oh, really?
I hug and kiss my kids, yes, but what I'm saying is I probably don't do it as much as other people that are touchy, that are very affectionate. I'm not like gonna go in a house and like to family members. It's just not
family members.
No, but people do that. People are very touchy.
Really? Like, I don't do that.
They go into a house like, hey, Dad.
Well, I don't see them maybe because they're out of state and I don't see them often. I do hug my family when I greet them when I go visit.
There are people that are just generally very affectionate people, and I'm just saying I'm not one of those things. And it could kind of me saying that I'm not saying like I don't do it at all. Like F them kids, F that man, F whoever, F, but I'm just saying I'm just not as touchy feely as most people are. So
okay, I mean that's not wrong with
that. Touch is not
on your love language list. I mean, it could be tricky. It could be tricky because I mean, like I said, it's just the particular person you're with. I'm just thinking back to that relationship.
It most definitely is. So like obviously, if you're not feeling the person that you're with, at some point. I don't think any of the love languages really matter.
It don't matter. Like you're annoyed. You're aggravated.
You're just like I don't want to be bothered with you.
You know what I think it was? I don't think that it had anything to do with me not feeling him because I was engaged to him. Like he was my fiance, and I did love him, but he just was always I felt suffocated.
Oh, he was overbearing.
He was
to the max.
It was a lot of sitting on the couch, like. Sitting next to me on the couch or, always just wanting to be together. And I really did feel suffocated. And I think that had a lot to do with the fact that I was just too young. I wasn't ready for that. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Because now I can't, we don't ever want to be apart. Like we're like this. Like me and Jason are like this. And
that happens too.
Yeah.
You get into a relationship and then, it's difficult to see yourself even like going,
like I don't do anything
a week.
No.
Like, would you go on a girls' trip?
No, there is no girls' trip. There's
4
couples.
5 days.
No, we can go as a couple. If you don't have a couple, then I guess I can't go. Like all my married friends, sister, everybody who's married says the same thing. I was a perfect example. My best friend, she's married. When I met her, she was dating her current husband, but they was always together. It was always those two. And it was me, so I was the third wheel, and I'm like, why you always gotta bring your husband? Why George always gotta come? Why he always gotta come? But I didn't say that like a lot because I know that was her best friend, and I didn't understand it at the time until I got married. And I'm like, that's your best friend, like real life. Like you don't want to go nowhere without that person. So it's like it really does do something to your relationship once you're like bonded for real. And I just, that togetherness is so like, it's just normal that without that person, I can't even sleep without my husband. I cannot sleep, period. I'm up all night until he gets home if he's working late or whatever. I can't do it, and he knows it.
Yeah, because you get used to having somebody in the bed with you.
Right. And then that becomes the physical touch. Look, my foot could be on him. That's all that needs to be. Just a foot, just to know that he's there and I can sleep peacefully. But if I can't feel his body, I'm up. That's just what it is.
But I think that happens for a lot of people, like married or not. I think when you're used to spending so much time with somebody, especially if you live with them, and you sleep with them every night and you wake up to them, that could be a little bit tricky going from doing that and then not doing it. You're like, hold up, player. I know there's songs for it. I was trying to think of a song, but
I can't.
There most definitely are songs for that. Like, I can't sleep, boo. That's why people be backtracking. They be so used to whatever, even if it's not good, they be like,
I know, like calling up an ex, a toxic ass ex,
come on,
telling them to come. Yeah, I've been there. I've done that. Like, I used to be like that with like my worst ex ever.
Your worst
he
ex
was
ever.
You know which one I'm talking about. It's just, I knew it was toxic, but I would just needed somebody to sleep with me. Like, I didn't want no stranger. So it was like, let me just call this nigga. Like, it's not even nothing. I just want him in the bed.
So, getting back to the whole love language.
Because I'm looking at the chart and there's not many. I mean, there's words of
5.
There's only 5.
Yeah. So you're right. So it seemed like it's so simple to just, hey, it's not like you have like this long list of love languages
right.
that you have to whatever. Do you think that the love language of receiving gifts, that could be I don't want to say misconstrued, but oftentimes
it can be misused.
It can be misused, but oftentimes people think like if you're materialistic, that's kind of like a bad thing. Mm-hmm. And so when you think of that being your love language of receiving things, is that healthy?
No. I'm sorry. I'm just flat out no.
But that's their love language.
No, that's not a love. That shouldn't even be on the list. Receiving gifts, it's selfish. Oh, you show me you love me by giving me presents. That's bullshit. What? What does that even mean? Though. No, why is it there? Like, I want to understand thoughtfulness, yes. Giving gifts, no. There's a way to be thoughtful without receiving a present.
But you know what? Now that I thought about it, I am probably on the receiving gifts side of it too, which kind of to me ties into the act of service. So like for me, I'm big on if I'm talking to somebody and they say they need something, right? Mm-hmm. I'm listening to them, and I like for me to say just casually just talking like, yo, dang, I need to get this, for whatever. Mm-hmm. I like for somebody to come through and it's just there for me. Because that's how I would treat somebody. I would be like...
Yeah, who doesn't?
But so that would probably fall into my receiving gifts love language.
I don't think that's a gift. I think that's somebody doing that's an act of service. That's not, that's different. That's somebody doing something for you to make your life a little easier. That's an act of service. And they're doing it because they want to make you happy.
I'm sure the receiving gifts folks will say, I needed this too.
No. Okay, what did you say? Everybody, no, stop it. Everybody loves presents. Okay, who doesn't love presents? I just got a gang of presents for my anniversary and Mother's Day. I got a lot. I got a diamond tennis bracelet. I got 2 sets of diamond earrings. I got an anklet. I got lingerie. I got fucking perfume. Like, this man went hard. I don't need that stuff. Yes, I love it. I'm not complaining. Not complaining.
Give it to the people.
Not complaining. But do I need it? No. Every once in a while, yes, it's nice to get a gift. But am I to say, babe, my love language is gifts. So just letting you know, to know that you love me, I'm going to need you to
show out.
That's crazy to me. That's wow.
But see, that's why I was Googling, because I want to kind of get a little deeper understanding of how we even really determine these things. Like with the receiving gifts, everybody likes to receive gifts.
Right, that's so normal.
Why is that a love language per se? Because
who made this shit? Like, I really want to know who made it.
How is receiving gifts a part of love? Like, I get it, but what is like?
It's not.
Why is that its own? Out of all the things, how did that make the top 5, or to be the only 5 is receiving gifts? That's what I want to know. Like what does that mean about
all of
your
the
love?
other ones? It's fake. All of the other ones, it's conditional. Receiving gifts is a conditional love language, because it's saying if you don't receive gifts, then you don't love the person, or you can't love the person, or you need that in a relationship to be happy. All the other ones are definite love languages because they're about how it makes a person feel. Things that you do, like words of affirmation, encouragement, making somebody feel special, saying, I love you and you're beautiful. Those are things that make you feel inside.
Well, I just see here that the top top of the 5 for love language is words of affirmation. People most definitely want to know, hey, I'm beautiful, you're doing a good job, you look good, you're going places, you're king, queen, everybody's saying that, king, queen.
King, queen.
So that is the top one. And then under that is the, really, quality time?
Yes.
Really?
Quality time? You don't think quality time is important?
Yeah, but maybe because I've always got it. I've just never
so
experienced it.
Think about not having it, and then think how you would feel if your man was like literally nowhere to be found and wasn't making time for you.
You know what? You're right. That is important because I did have an issue with someone about that. Actually, I did, but we weren't in a relationship, but we didn't get anywhere because there was no quality time.
Right.
So you're right. I could see that being up there. And then acts of service comes under that. And then physical touch, and then receiving gifts last. So receiving gifts is at the bottom.
Let's just take it off the list. So I don't like receiving gifts. I really am upset that it's even on this list. But let's talk about quality time. My husband and I, every Sunday. Every single Sunday.
Sundays.
And it's because he's so busy, we own a business, he's working like crazy. He doesn't have time during the week to spend quality time with me. So Sundays is our day. It's called Wife Day in this house. And it's all about wife. So that's our quality time. We make sure we put it there for each other. I had a relationship where, like I was saying to you, couldn't find that nigga. Like for real, I would call him, he wouldn't answer the phone, he would call me like later on that night, and it was just like, what's really going on? Why you don't ever have time for me? Oh, I'm in the studio, and I'm recording, and I got this artist coming through, and I'm trying to make money, you don't see my vision, all that rah-rah. He was one of those.
He needed his words of affirmation from you.
Goodbye. Goodbye. You can't encourage a bum.
Stay strong, king.
No.
I see you
he wasn't
here.
even a king. He was a bum.
I see you out here. You a king in the making.
In the making, no.
I see your vision.
No, he was a homeless in the making. Like, and
gosh.
I just really, dead ass. Like, it was the worst relationship of my life. But yeah, quality time was like super important, and I just didn't have it. Like, it just wasn't available to me.
But see, that's this. And listen to you say that, and just me when you were like, is it really that important to you? And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, it is. Do you really have a love language, or is it just dependent upon the relationship that you're in? Because if I am dealing with somebody and they're not doing X, Y, and Z, and now I really want those things, is that my love language doesn't stay the same? It fluctuates.
I think it fluctuates from person to person. I think it is
stressful.
stressful. I think it's how that person treats you and how good they make you feel, to where love language it's all of them. It's all of the above. You love it all from that person.
Right.
Because like I said, first fiance didn't love all the physical touch. Like I just wasn't ready. I don't know. I blame it on the age. I feel like 25, you don't really want to be touched. You just want to go out, hang out with the girls. Like, you're not trying to be smothered like that.
Right.
But, now at this age, I'm like, yeah, I love it.
So then, really, it is, I would say then, if your love language differs based on the relationship that you're in, can that be hard to really look for in a person? Because while one could say in the relationship that they were in that this was my love language, they can get into another relationship and the person could be doing those things and lacking something else. And so now, I don't care about quality time. We always have quality time.
Right.
Where's my touch? Where's my gifts?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Where's
like
my words of affirmation?
It's like, yeah, you're doing it, but you're not doing it right. You're not doing it the way I like it. Like, it's not the same.
Well.
Right? You're not doing it well. You're doing it, but I'm going to need this now. And it's the person. So is it really, should this chart even exist? Because it differs from person to person.
Right. I mean, I think because when I've heard this, it was kind of like, this is like who you are, this is your identity, kind of like you only, not that you only get one love language, but like this is who you are in general, this is what you need across the board from everybody. And it seems like everyone needs all of it, honestly.
Yeah.
They need all of it.
It's important to round a relationship to make it a successful relationship.
This makes sense. Telling somebody that you love them and that you like them and you respect them and all of this other stuff, yeah, you need that. You need the time. You need the active service. You need the touch, because we need that. We need the touch. And then, yes, we need some gifts. But I just want to know, how do you really go about it saying, like, I feel like for me, acts of service is across the board. That's what I need from everyone. That's my love language. That's how you're going to get me to even F with you, is if I feel like I can depend on you and you're going to show up for me. If I don't feel like you're going to show up for me, then we can get to the other stuff, but that needs to be the whatever. So what is your bottom line love language? Like, regardless of who you're with, you're not going to see it going anywhere unless you have that match.
I think it's the same as yours, because thinking back, when my husband and I were dating, because I wasn't really like looking for a relationship, and neither was he. We were just having fun. Mm-hmm. But he was so consistent, and he just kept, and he never broke a date. It was the consistency that I was like, oh, wait a minute, I like this. And it was like something I was not used to. Like, he never broke a promise, never canceled a date, always showed up when he said he would. And that's what got me. So I think that that's what my bottom line is consistency and dependability, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think every relationship needs that. You can't be with somebody you can't depend on.
Listen, people be with them.
I know.
And not only, like,
it's sad.
I'm across the board with this, like, even with friendships, like, I'm really big on, if you say you're gonna do something, then you gotta do it.
Right,
like, you
I
just
agree.
gotta follow through on that. Because if you start being flaky with me, I'm gonna be like, oh no.
I don't like flaky.
I don't like flaky either.
I don't like flaky.
But there are a lot of flaky people out here, and I notice that they attract flaky people around them. Like, I listen to them talk about flaky people in their life, and I'm just like, but you guys are really good friends. What's happening?
Well, my sister's flaky. Like, she knows it. I tell her, she calls her, she said, yeah, me and my husband are both flaky. Like, she knows it. But it's not on purpose. It's not like an intentional flaky. It's just like, hey, shit happens. I got 5 kids. Fuck it. It is what it is. That's her, that's her attitude about things. And I've learned to deal with it, obviously, because she's my sister and she's my best friend. I'm not going to be like, oh, well, I can't fuck with her. She's flaky. It's not. She's the only flaky person that I will put up with, because I can't do it in real life, like, outside of her. Like, if you,
that's your blood.
Yeah, like, I'm not about to sit here and have you, like, for instance, my neighbor, like, I tried to be cool with her, you know what I mean? Like, when we first all bought our houses and we were all new neighbors, and we tried to, like, so we made plans to, like, drink or just get a glass of wine or whatever, and every single time she would, like, flake out on me, like, oh, rain check, oh, I'm sorry, last minute, I gotta do rain check. Like, it was just like, no, she's not my cup of tea. Like, I can't do it. I don't like that. Don't do that to me. Because if I make plans with you, that means I made plans with you. I planned my day or my time around what we were gonna do, and now you done fucked up my day. Like, that's how I feel. And I can't trust you because you ain't dependable. So I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good on the flaky. So that is, dependability is, like, really up there for me. But there are people that go in and it's like, girl, he got me this, he got me that, he done what?
That's not enough.
Bag on me, he be doing this, he put money in my gas in my tank, he paying my bills. They're like,
I mean, I have a friend like that, and you know,
happy in a relationship?
No, she's not happy, and it's just really sad to watch, but what can you say? Everybody's grown, and you can't tell nobody how to live their life. You know what you into. You know what you putting up with because you've been in it and you like this lifestyle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So what can you do? Wish them the best and don't say nothing. I don't talk about it at all. Like, I'm one of them people, like, you made your bed, don't talk to me.
It.
Like, just, I'm not going to give you advice. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to let you live your life. And when you're ready, I'm here for support.
It seems stressful, honestly, because I do know some people that are, they get the stuff, the gifts and all of that. And yes, it sounds appealing, you know, at first, like, okay, yeah,
in the beginning,
I got that, but then
5 years later,
a whole bunch of other stuff, bruh. They listen, them gifts are supposed to keep you happy.
Yeah, that's
all
it.
the other stuff that you I'm doing this for you. I gave you this. You need to be good on
Yeah,
that.
you need to be quiet and just wait for me until I'm ready to show up for you.
Right.
And if you can't, then I'll just move on. That's pretty much how the men carry it. Like, hey, I bought you this. I took you shopping last week. I took you to Jamaica last month.
We went on trips.
We went on trips. Like, what are you upset? Why are you upset? Why are you upset?
They don't care if you saw some stuff.
No.
None of that.
It means nothing.
That means nothing. You want this, and this is what this comes with, boo.
Right.
This is what you're getting.
I couldn't live like that. I dated a drug dealer back in the day. I dated a few. Actually, I dated the plug. Okay, let's put that out there. I don't date drug dealers. I never did. Like, I always dated the plug. And this particular plug was like he was tricking out on me. Like, he was buying me everything that I wanted. He was always like available to take me to dinner. He always wanted to do things with me. And but there was something about him that I just wasn't vibing with. No matter what my love language was, it was still something about him that I wasn't feeling none of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, even the gifts wasn't getting me to be like, okay, I'll deal with it. No, something about you is just off. Like, it wasn't, so it definitely is a person. So I think love language is just whatever, or whoever you want it to be with. Or whoever gives you all the feels.
Yeah.
Like, all of it.
Yeah, but I think when people like go to counseling or couples counseling, I do think that they kind of try to identify. I don't know if they always use it under the terms of love language, but I do think that they try to identify what is important to each individual person, right, to make them feel happy. But outside of that, because I know we're going to wrap it up soon, they say that a healthy relationship, you have to be happy within yourself.
Yeah,
definitely. So you have to know how to love yourself and give yourself love before you could even give it from somebody else or even looking for it from somebody else. That ultimately, if you want to be happy, you have to learn how to love yourself. And maybe you need to look up in the mirror and say, I'm a bad bitch.
That's what I was about to say. Maybe the love language is for you.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not for somebody else, and that's why it's different each person to person. Yeah. That's a revelation I just had. Yeah. Like, the love language chart is for you to give yourself words of affirmation, yourself physical touch, quality time, gifts. Yeah. I know I used to buy myself gifts when I was single. Like, who doesn't have a self-care day and do something?
That's what it was giving. I was like, we're sitting here, and it's like, that's the problem that people have, is that you have these love languages and you're looking for somebody else to give this to you, but it's like, you really should be giving these things to yourself. Because if you're telling yourself that you're this and you're that, that's confidence. You're getting confidence. You're spending time with yourself. You're able to know who you are, what you want, how you feel about things.
Right.
Acts of service, being dependable for yourself.
For yourself. Facts. Because so many people are so not dependable for themselves. Like, it's everybody else's fault. And it's like, no, sis, like, it's your fault for not being, available to
yourself.
For your own responsibilities. Like, get it together.
Exactly. Exactly. Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
That is really amazing. I just love that. We just like figured that out on air like this.
Yes.
Love
yourself.
Love yourself. Yeah. Take a look if you have a chance to look at the 5 love languages. There's different I guess how to take action in each love language and apply it to yourself.
Apply it to yourself first so that you can
apply it into a successful relationship. And see, that's what Love Unlocked is all about, y'all. We about revelations and love.
Yes, love.
That's what Love Unlocked is about. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Hey y'all, it's your girl V.
And your girl April Love.
And we are your hosts of Love Unlocked Talk.
If you like what you saw, please subscribe, like, and comment below. And let us know what you want us to discuss for future episodes.
Also, please follow us on Instagram at Love Unlocked LLC for updates.